Okay, we gotta get rid of this clown. Now y'all see what I'm saying, right?
It
So
just tickled the shit
that's
out of
his
me. I was like,
take.
wow, she is real wrong and real adamant. That's what I love about it. It's one of the things that I hate about black women, but you gotta admire it. Oh, there's some of y'all people who sit out there and you think to yourself.
Me on how much he don't like black women. That's his take, man. That's it. Now here we go again. At least this man, Jesse Lee Peterson, makes sense. And what I mean by make sense is that at least he can finish his sentences.
I find it hard to believe that women are afraid of quote-unquote powerful men.
And stay on topic.
The women tend to have an agenda. They want either to be famous as in the entertainment world, or they want to be seen with these men so that they can look important as well. So they want these things to happen.
No, honey. No, that's not the case at all.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
but so many women would tell you that that's true.
Nobody wants to get raped and be known as the girl that got raped by a famous guy.
But they're not calling it rape.
Well, it's sexual assault regardless. If somebody touches you in your private area without saying, hey, come and touch me in my private area, that is sexual assault. So the reason why women don't want to speak out, and the same reason why the women that have gotten raped by Bill Cosby didn't come out for 20 years, is because no one would believe them. No one is ever, in 1990, okay, Bill Cosby was equivalent to Barack Obama. Now, if Barack Obama rapes me today, who do I call? Who will listen to me? No one, because he is everyone's father figure. He is the classiest, most amazing person in the world. And now there's almost 60 women that came out on behalf of Bill Cosby.
Stop lying, Amber. You call gay lives matter because Obama passed laws not for women, but for gay live people. Okay? He didn't do a damn thing for straight people or black women. So you need to give that one up, Miss Rose.
Ladies who is accused of Bill Cosby signed an agreement and received some money years ago. Long time ago.
Obama
and she made a promise, okay, pay me off.
And another thing, don't no men want to get raped by no gold digger either. So rape go both ways, motherfucker. Miss Rose, what you talking about? You gonna rape me for my money? I had to work for that. What's the difference? But you had to work for your vagina? Just like, well, if you had to work for your vagina, because your mama gave it to you, and then you got, the only thing you had to work for is your choice and your preference. What the fuck you want to do with it? Now, as far as my money, I work for that, and I got the choice to what I want to do with that. So did you, just like rape go both ways, because that just means stealing, okay? So just like somebody can steal your vagina, somebody can steal a man money too, so, or your money. So come on now with that old fake ass, old ass 1863 excuse and that word trying to scare somebody with that fake ass word. You do better off raping yourself and leave men alone, because men don't have nothing to do with you. You a woman. You in your own world. So you don't talk for men and men don't talk for you. So you talk for yourself, young Miss Rose.
Our son is a
and I'm doing that under copyright and fair use, and under that this is educational, and that we, you have an opinion, and other men have it, women, just like you want your rights, that women have opinion, then men have some also. So don't feel offended.
Agreement. Yeah. I'm done with this.
Don't feel offended.
Now she's come out again and kind of accusing him. Would you trust her?
But I like Gary Peterson as far as that. At least he can finish his sentences and he can stay on track. All this joking and taking me to Disneyland and Kitty Garden and Head Start like Tommy Sotomayor, I ain't in all that.
The woman that does not keep her word.
Well, I mean, listen, your word is everything.
Finish your topic, man. Don't take me all over the place.
Let's say I'm a regular girl, right? I don't have money like that. Right. Bill Cosby rapes me. I tell someone, now I have to go to trial, right? Not only I have to pay for my lawyer fees, but everyone is telling me, including my lawyer, that I'm not going to win. So now I done racked up maybe $150,000, $175,000 in lawyer's fees, and I can't pay that. So now my lawyer's like, okay, you're not going to win this case anyway, so you might as well settle out of court, get your money back, go back to obscurity and take care of your family. So that's usually what happens with women in rape cases.
So now you like saying that you are advocate for women. Okay, all women, is it gay women, black women, all women, straight, handicapped women, rapper women, whatever you do, I don't know what you do, what you famous for, housewife women, women is, specify, because if you ain't talking about helping black women, and you just talking about you just talking about the subject of rape, then that means you a man hater. And that your whole topic is all about hating men. It ain't got nothing to do about women's rights. And then if it's like that, then just separate from men. I guess that's why you are separated, and we don't hear you talking about no men. And like I said before, since you an Obama fan, then Obama legalized the gays, voted for the gays, and he passed laws to help the gays. He didn't help no black women. So then I'm just got to be skeptical. Are you bisexual? It ain't my preference, but now get it right. Let me know whose side you on. They're just going to come over here talking about, because you sound like that lady Cardi B, like, I'm going to talk for the black people. But I'm sorry, you damn sure don't look black enough to talk for no black people to me. And then here's the point. I ain't even talking about no black issue. I think that you need to stand up for the gays and stop standing up for because you damn sure don't represent no black man. And if you gonna stand up for a black woman and she ain't pro-family, don't tell me because you got some kids you pro-family. I'm listening to what's coming out your mind. That's a dollar bill that got that family, not what's coming out your mind. And now you separated.
That they end up just taking the money because they don't have enough to fight for it.
So
I think you're a man hater.
Does not keep her word, because this woman gave her word, whatever the conditions may have been at the time. She gave her word, and she did not keep her word. Would you trust a woman like that?
I would trust a woman in that situation.
Oh, you would?
Well, yeah, because just because you get money to pay your lawyers off, or you get money to be
I don't even know why he asked her that question.
Being drugged and raped doesn't mean that it still doesn't hurt.
But it shouldn't take away being honest about your word. If a person doesn't keep his or her word, you can never trust that kind of person.
But all that is ridiculous. He literally drugged women and raped them. 60 of them that actually came out.
But there's no proof of that. They just said it. Let's say that you hanging out with a man, all right? Mm-hmm. And you're a powerful woman now, right? Mm-hmm. And you're hanging out with a man, you and this man get it on, and then later down the road, he decides, you know what, Amber Rose have a lot of money now. I'm going to cry, rape. Mm-hmm. And how would you feel about that?
I would feel very sad about that. If there's 60 men that don't want my money and want me to go to jail, I would expect people to say, 60 men that don't know each other, that don't want money from her, she probably drugged them and raped them.
What does a man do when 40 or 50 years later, these same women who were partying, getting high, having a good time, come back and say, you raped me? How does a man prove his innocent?
Okay, I'm going to explain.
Suppose that happened to your son. You have a son, right?
I do have a son.
Would you want that to happen to your son?
My son probably wouldn't rape anybody.
Well, if someone should accuse him, would you?
The difference is, right, is that as his mother, I will let him know, regardless if you've had consensual sex with a woman before.
Well, you can't tell your son
what to have sex with her whenever that.
You ain't gonna be around in the room with your son. You can't say what you gonna do because he's 9 years old now, however old he is, because he a kid. You can't say what he gonna do as an adult. That ain't your job. Come on, man. You can't play God like that easy. It ain't gonna be that easy to play God. He gonna do what he wanna do. I ain't saying that's what he gonna do, but my point is you can't tell nobody or blame yourself for what nobody do after they become an adult. And you damn sure can't control them.
The hell you want.
So don't be telling me what you gonna do.
So what happens is that everybody's in the 80s getting high, having fun, having sex, consensual sex.
Right.
Bill Cosby's like, hey, you want to come over and hang out
What's
and have
that,
some
a dollar
fun? She's
bill?
like, yeah, cool, I'm coming over.
Well, that's what he gave
dumps
him, a
her,
dollar bill.
And he rapes her. Just because maybe he had sex with her before that. But it does not mean I can have a full-on orgy tonight with 8 people. And tomorrow, I don't want to have sex with nobody. That doesn't mean you could put a drug in my drink.
Well, if you can do that, well, why can't your son or whoever else that you don't control do that?
Have sex with me while I'm unconscious because that is rape.
And so you're taking their word just because they said it.
I'm taking their word because 60 women from all over the world that don't know each other have the same story.
You are famous for hosting the Amber Rose Slut Walk. You also have a conference.
And then you're going to tell a man what to do.
Conference, right?
Yes.
What is that? Yeah. What is that about?
And you hosting
it's
a
a women's
slut
conference,
walk.
so we have a lot of different speakers
That
that come
ain't
in.
nothing to do with no
We
family.
educate.
Sound like a porno to
You
me.
came up with this term slut. What was the purpose of using that word? Slut.
Well, if you look in the dictionary, the definition of a slut, right?
Yeah.
It starts out and it says a woman that, right, is promiscuous, has a lot of sexual partners.
You came up with this definition of your movement called slut. Now, what does this word mean? And how does it tie in to anything but man hate?
If you look in the dictionary, the definition of a slut, right? It starts out and it says a woman that, right, is promiscuous.
Because
has a lot
I
of
didn't
sexual
call you a
partners.
slut. You
But it never
sound like
says
them other
a
people
person
that's
that-
making up shit.
It only says a woman.
I've never looked that word up, so
That's just like them gays. You sound just like them gays. I don't know what you do behind closed doors. I'm not asking you what preference you are. I ain't even thinking about what the fuck what your preference is. What's in your mind? So now why you gonna be like, oh, I gotta call myself a slut? Why? Because I'm paranoid and I think, oh, I hate all men because they're the sluts, but I'm gonna call myself slut to use reverse racism on them or hateism on them. You know what I mean? Kind of fuck is that? A reverse attack, and it's like I'm gonna attack them before they attack me. What the fuck you gonna attack me before I attack you? I ain't even thinking like you.
I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But it does say a woman.
Also promiscuous as well. Promiscuous as a woman that. So what happens is that men can go out and be sexually liberated and have a bunch of women, but if a woman...
We ain't going nowhere in a pandemic. Even before the pandemic, you ain't going nowhere on the block because, motherfucker, everybody is like, this my block, that's my block, this my block. So, you gonna meet somebody at school, at church, or in your neighborhood the way you can go. So it ain't no men can go any motherfucker where they want. This Disneyland fucking porno, supermarket for dudes looking for sex and shit. I don't want to hear that old everywhere. A man is all this old shit.
does it, there's all these derogatory labels that come and have a...
Yeah, how the fuck, what you gonna say? It's just as many men versions as it is as women versions. It's just as hard to get sex for a man as it is for a woman. So what are you talking about these? Who is these dudes you know? See, you just talking about these celebrities. All these niggas with $1 billion. You ain't talking about no regular average working man who really believe in a relationship. You trying to corrupt them and take the motherfucking little bitty heart they got left out of them and turn them into a motherfucking slut that you keep calling yourself. So, no, I ain't trying to compete with you. Go your own way and do your own thing. But you can't judge me, and I ain't trying to judge you. But I'm going to tell you, you can't judge me. You can't think for me. You can't talk for me. You ain't a man. Stay in your lane. And your lane ain't a man. It might be gay or bisexual or all the rest of that, or a man hater, but you ain't a man. And so you could hate men because you ain't, but you need to take that up with God if you know God.
Bunch of women, but if a woman does it, there's all these derogatory labels that come with that, which is an extreme form of bullying for us. I embrace the derogatory labels and give women confidence.
And what do you mean by you embrace it?
I would refer to myself as a slut.
Oh.
So basically,
So
it's
basically what you saying is that legalized prostitution, because a woman, that's my body. I could do whatever I want to do. I could have an orgy tonight and wake up tomorrow. There ain't a damn thing you could say, even if we married, because I'm in control. When it just say that. You know, don't call every other, don't blame it on men and say, you know what, I'm a slut because you're a slut. You got the right to fuck as many bitches as you want, then, but I'm going to do it first. You know, I'm jealous of you. I'm in a fight with my daddy. You know, I wish I was a man and all that dick envy. So no, just like men might have vagina envy, you got penis envy. So come on, if you're gonna want to be a man, just get a sex change and get it over with. But don't blame every man because you want to fuck every woman. That sounds like that bisexual shit to me. Because every man ain't even got a job or a house or money or all this shit that it take to support no woman, let alone have a love story fucking fairy tale. You know what I mean? And because you talking about a slut fairy tale, just like prostitution, like I say. You got some money, let's get it on. Where my shit at? Whatever you done for me lately. That's prostitution, lady. There ain't no damn relationship.
really what people think about you. It's not really actually what they know, right? So I could, I went through a divorce.
And you also talking about celebrities. You ain't talking about no regular broke motherfucker homeless on the street or no motherfucker with a little job and paying their rent and all that. Because maybe you looking for this high quality man that's, you a gold digger. So you ain't talking about no regular average people. You ain't talking about no middle class man. You talking about some some man that don't exist.
And then I start dating after that. And it's like, well, if going out on a date with a guy makes me a slut, then that's just what I'm going to be.
I don't think
you wasn't
going
going
out
nowhere
on a date
without a
makes you
dollar.
slut, but having sex with different men makes you a slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
A slut maker. Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
No, it's sad.
But men
actually.
shouldn't do that either, though. It's not. I know that a lot of women think that a man is
Well, at least he was stayed on topic. She can't even believe that he finished her sentence. She tried to treat him like he was like unintelligent. And he fucking evolved her statement of slut. What does that make you then? A slut maker. And then put her ass right back in her motherfucking electric chair.
Get away with that, right? But they really don't. A man should not be having sex with different women.
Why not?
It's not.
Why
He doesn't
not?
show
Because he ain't
respect to the
you.
woman.
Well, what if she wants
using her for
it?
sex.
What
I'm
if she
sorry.
wants it?
And then
Oh,
it's
no,
racist.
see?
Because
You
the
sound
woman
like
that
Cardi
wants
B.
sex with different men.
Well, what's the difference
out of
really between
control.
a
All these
man and a
immigrants.
woman besides the private parts,
What's the
right?
difference? What you say?
What's really the difference, right, besides anatomy? Like, what is the difference? We're both human, right? So if I want to have sex, I should be able to have sex when I want to have sex, and I shouldn't be labeled as anything because I'm a human being.
Well, what if I don't want to have it? Then what's the problem with that?
I define it as a
Especially from you.
derogatory word that men and women use against other women to put us down for our sexuality.
And so you want to take the
You
shame
sound like,
out of that word.
You sound like the police to me. You sound like it's really hard to get along with you, and it sounds like you you paranoid as hell, and you looking for everything wrong with a relationship.
So that when women do these things, they won't feel embarrassed.
Damn
by it.
But
sure
it's
ain't
not
got
about
nothing
them
good
doing
to say
anything.
about
That's what
men
you-
at all. I ain't heard
That's where
nothing.
the mistake comes
Okay.
in, right? So,
Nothing she said has been anything positive. And when Jesse Lee Peterson tried to bring up her son, she tried to just treat him like he was just, like he's gonna stay in line and do what I say too. Like he was just like that nigga need a bodyguard too. Don't you know him, Debo? It's like she terrorizing him too.
So you can be a virgin and be called a slut, right? Because it's really what people think about you. It doesn't matter actually what you do,
Oh,
right? So like if you're in high
this is
school
what I
and
think.
a boy goes and
Now
makes a
what you
rumor
see-
about you that you did this, that, and the third, it doesn't mean you actually did it. It's what
Right.
people think you did. So now you're the school
see,
slut.
That's true.
So regardless, that's what I mean.
This what I see, not what another person might see. This is just what I feel. Now, if you know something different or you feel something different, then that's what's the problem? Then congratulations. You stay up under that spell or that illusion. But I got my own, viewpoint on this, my own eyes and my own ears.
You can be called a slut and not actually be a slut. It's
so
just a derogatory word that people use to bully women, to put them down for what they either think they did or what they actually did.
Bartender. Amber Rose slut walk, y'all. You imagine that? Copyright and fair use. We're just doing this video for educational purposes. Okay, can you imagine that, bartender?
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. And it's the Amber Rose slut walk, because there's other slut walks that go on all over the world.
The Amber Rose slut walk. So are you the original?
I am not the original. That's why it's very important to put my name before it, because there's other slut walks all over the world. I just have my own.
Amber Rose is also a mother, activist, entrepreneur, and TV and radio personality. My show is called The Fallen State. Do you believe that human beings are in a fallen state?
Do I believe human beings are in a fallen state? I believe some are. Yeah, I believe some others have more of a higher level of thinking.
Right.
And yeah, I believe some are for sure.
And how would you define the fallen state, or a fallen state?
I would say probably my definition of that would be conforming to society norms, or feeling as though you can't fully be your true self or live your true life based off of maybe what people would say about you, or how your parents or grandparents raised you to be a certain way, instead of kind of having, your own mind and doing what you feel.
Is it possible to overcome that?
I believe so.
And how?
I believe in surrounding yourself with people that can teach you different things, instead of just sticking to exactly what you know and not wanting to be able to learn anything else.
I read that you at one time were friends with Kanye West.
Yeah.
And so what was that like dating him?
Oh my God, I was not expecting this.
Uh-oh.
It was a fun time. I was young.
Older is he to you?
I would say he's about.
But you didn't give nobody else that space. You didn't give nobody else that mercy. You didn't give nobody else that credit. You didn't give nobody else that room to make a mistake. I was young, but what about everybody else? And let me hear you say something positive about men, please. Don't just stick to some the Gay Lives Matter script, or you don't know where to find black women at because you ain't around none. You don't know none. You got to switch it up a little bit. No.
7 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
You don't hang around black women because you don't know none.
You went to the MTV, I believe, and VMA Award.
Yes.
And that was the night that he ran up on the stage and talked to Taylor Swift about her award. Mm-hmm. Remember that? So
yes, I was there.
Were you surprised by that?
Was I surprised? I mean, I was surprised because he didn't tell me he was going on stage, and I kind of looked up and was like, wow, this is happening.
Kanye don't know no black woman either, nigga. He might know your ass if he hiring you or you auditioning or some shit. But after that, nigga, he married to white women and he off into the woods, an isolationist. Nigga, he ain't caught up in that.
No, I wasn't surprised because
that
he's
nigga,
a very
he at Trump's house,
autistic,
nigga.
passionate
Trump,
person.
Nigga, get the next campaign
and,
ready.
I've said this before and I'll say it again 8 years later, 7 years later. It wasn't about Taylor Swift. He didn't have any animosity towards her. He just felt like single ladies, the video should have won. So it wasn't against Taylor Swift. I think that people kind of bullied him after that. Like he was being mean to her when it really wasn't about her at all.
And
so
he
had been mean to a lot of people.
Sitting there thinking what?
That's all they talk about.
Oh my God.
And you know what?
When they on
I'll
the
be
set
honest,
with
it
him.
happened so fast.
He's a
And,
disciplinarian.
you know, I just had to take care of
Perfectionist.
him.
So he's working with or supporting the.
That's why y'all
birthright
probably
vote.
couldn't get along. Y'all both
President Trump.
perfectionists.
Wow. This got deep.
I mean,
What's that?
disciplinarians.
What do you think about what he's been saying lately about slavery and about the president and the way that people are reacting to it?
Oh God. Okay. So, and this is going to take a good 5 minutes. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
When I first seen Trump on the podium and just kind of like running for president, I was like, oh my God, that is Kanye in a white man's body. Like, I really felt like they have the same personality, like completely the same personality. As far as, okay, I would like to think, and this is hypothetically speaking, I would like to think that Kanye met with Trump, and Trump said, look, I seen these people, I knew they were gonna vote for me, and I used them to get elected, and I can't tell nobody that because I want to get a second term, but now that I'm in office, I really want to make a change. Now, Kanye can't snitch on him, he can't snitch on himself, so, you know, maybe he's thinking of the greater good of what Trump can do for the country. That's what I'm assuming. Kanye is the type of person that he loves art, and he loves the art in things.
Right.
So I think that he appreciates the politics that Trump used in order to get in office. Because Trump was a Democrat for like 30 years, I heard, or something like that.
Ain't that a blast?
So I
You
can
hear
only
that?
hope that Trump kind of used the white people.
He was a billionaire for 20 years.
Seem like racist white
What you
people to
talking
get in
about?
office. Maybe it's for the greater good.
Fuck
I
was
don't
he
know.
a
I think he's a sexual
Democrat all of
predator.
a sudden?
I think
It's saying anything.
I feel bad for Melania. I want her to get a divorce and become like an activist.
My point is, even if you just telling the truth, what do that got to do? Oh, wait, Trump had a heart. He was going to do all this. And, man, what? Didn't nobody like Trump, man? Especially a Democrat. So what? How did that even... See, you got to learn to finish your own sentences. Jesse Lee Peterson finna trap you up because you underestimated his intelligence, and you can't do him like you do everybody else. You can't bully him like that because they might not be as intelligent as you are, but I think you meant your match with Jesse Lee Peterson. Let's find out.
And, but I mean, that's what I can only assume.
And why do you think that the
Because he can
president is a
finish his
sexual
sentences.
predator?
And yours.
I think, you know, first of all, I'm a feminist. I believe women all the time. I give women the benefit of the doubt.
Even when
Which
they lie?
ones?
You know, when people say that,
Which
I'm like, look,
ones?
sometimes there's just not good people in the world, and they lie for the wrong reasons, for money or whatever. But when there's more than one woman with the same story, and these women don't know each other, they don't want money, they want justice, that's when I feel like, okay, this is...
Because you don't know no broke women, and don't get to talking about, oh, they don't want no money, they want justice. Well, what the fuck, man? Once you go be homeless and get you a homeless tent and stop lying to me then. The hell you mean if you don't want no money? You looking down on men if they don't have no money. In fact, you a man hater. Like I said, this ain't what she telling me. This is what I feel. This coming out of her mouth. Well, she already said she's a feminist, and what is a feminist? Mostly, they paranoid of men. She's saying this, not me.
This is probably real. Yeah.
And so what have you heard from these ladies about the president that caused you to believe them over him?
Well, the fact that he said he just goes and randomly grabs women by their pussy.
Oh, no,
that
you
was very
can't
offensive.
use no one statement to say, to blame that against every other man. That's what, he did that shit because they told him to do that shit so y'all have some fuel. He doing that shit so y'all, this is scripted. Y'all know he wouldn't say no shit like that if they didn't tell him to do that shit.
to me.
Nigga, they
Because,
agreeing with that shit.
I've been in those situations with
scripted
very
it.
powerful men.
Nobody do no stupid shit
feeling
like that.
Like they can come
Just
and
like
touch
when he
me
was
in
talking about, oh, take some bleach and inject yourself with it, with some bleach in your veins and shit. Remember that? And you can cure COVID. Nigga, they told him to say that retarded shit.
appropriately without consent. And that's what happens a lot with powerful men, rich men, men in general, because their parents didn't teach them about consent. And so, you know,
But
and
what you said was famous people, famous men. You know how women love famous men. Men with money, entertainers,
Yeah.
actors.
Because that's all
like
you
that.
know. You don't know
And
no
women
damn
tend
homeless
to
men.
throw themselves on those type of men. And so it makes it easier for men to
This is talking about,
grab the
you know any damn thing
well, if
about
I'm throwing
men.
myself on a man, that means I want to throw myself on a
right.
man.
And they want
All
to be
you know
grabbed.
about is
If you
money.
want to be grabbed, right, that's consent.
Right.
So if I want to be grabbed, I'm going to say, hey, baby, come and grab me. But if I do not want to be grabbed, I don't want you to feel obligated or feel like you can grab me because
Well,
you
fuck
know
no.
that I'm not going to say nothing because I'm scared that you are powerful and you have money.
No, fuck that shit. First of all, lady, you ain't even gonna even be around nobody unless you want to be around them. So that ain't gonna happen. Ain't nobody walking out their door at 5 minutes from now looking for somebody to grab them and shit. And they gonna call the police if they grab them. So what? Come on, man, make some sense. Make your sentences make sense. Ain't nobody grabbing nobody, and they ain't gonna get the police called on them. What is you talking about?
And no one will believe me if you touch me inappropriately.
No,
without
you was
consent.
I find
this.
it hard to believe that.
You talking about some rich folks who in a couple of isolated incidences where they was there because they wanted to be there and they wanted to get that bag and they wanted that motherfucker to mess up so they could get paid. They getting paid as far as I'm concerned.
Women are afraid of
Coming out the
quote-unquote
woodwork
powerful
30
men
years later, nigga, they
because
trying to
tend
get paid.
have the women
And you
tend to
know
have an
that.
agenda.
And all these fake ass laws that y'all got going on is promoting them to do that. So who the hell is the victim?
They want either to be famous as in the
No
entertainment
wonder they let
world,
Bill go.
or they want to be seen with these men, so that they can look important as well. So they
Oh,
want these things to
baby.
happen.
No, honey. Mm-mm. No, that's not the
Some
case
of them
at
might
all.
have been
Really?
legit,
Yeah.
but
Well,
a lot
So
of them
many
could have
women
been
would
con
tell you
artists
that
too.
that's true. They've
nobody
done it
wants to
themselves.
get raped and be known as the girl that got raped by a famous
But they're
guy.
not
Okay, what is raped? Okay, if you say, oh, you could do it, it's cool, let's have sex. Oh, that ain't rape. I ain't gonna say what's the difference. I know one is ain't got your consent. But this didn't happen like that. He didn't go beat them over the head with no fucking bricks and baseball bats and shit. Nigga, he tricked them or whatever, nigga, in some kind of way. They was in a situation that it was comfortable enough to get tricked. I mean, I ain't saying what he did was right, but he didn't do all of this old crazy shit you are talking about.
They're raped.
Well, it's sexual assault.
You making it sound like a
regardless. If
nigga
somebody
jumped through the
touches
window,
you in your
jumped through the window and hit him over the head with a baseball bat.
private area without saying, hey, come and touch me in my private area, that is sexual assault. So the reason why women don't want to speak out,
That's the
and
way you
same
making this sound.
reason why the women that have gotten raped by Bill Cosby didn't come out for 20 years is because no one would believe them. No one is ever, in 1990, okay, Bill Cosby was equivalent to Barack Obama. Now, if Barack Obama rapes me today, who do I call? Who will listen to me? No one, because
call
he
the police.
is everyone's father figure. He is the classiest,
Crazy
most
as
amazing
hell.
person in the world. And now there's almost 60 women that came out on behalf of Bill Cosby.
One of the ladies
Anyway,
who is
he gay, so he don't want you anyway. No wonder you keep talking about Barack. Oh, Barack. Nigga, because you love him. He hate himself. nigga.
accusing Bill Cosby.
He hate
signed
black
an
women,
agreement
too.
And received some money years ago, long time ago.
Hate
And
his
she
mama,
made a
too.
promise, okay, pay me off. I'll sign this agreement.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. And now she's come out again and kind of accusing him. Would you trust a woman that does not keep her word?
Well, I mean, listen, your word is everything, but let me tell you this. Let's say I'm a regular girl, right? I don't have money like that.
Right.
Bill Cosby rapes me. I tell someone, now I have to go to trial, right? not only I have to pay for my lawyer fees, but everyone is telling me, including my lawyer, that I'm not going to win. So now I done racked up maybe $150,000, $175,000 in lawyer's fees, and I can't pay that. So now my lawyer's like, okay, you're not going to win this case anyway, so you might as well settle out of court, get your money back, go back to obscurity, and take care of your family. So that's usually what happens with women in rape cases with powerful men, is that they wind up just taking the money.
Continues to get worse. Months after Vice President Kamala Harris's visit, and the Vice President released her root causes migration strategy today. It focuses on things like economic inequality, combating corruption, and promoting human rights. But critics point out it doesn't mention securing the border. Tucker Carlson joins us now. The latest episode of Tucker Carlson Originals is out today on Fox Nation. He goes to the epicenter of the border crisis, where Americans say they are forced